better run when you hear that. I said run when you hear that. You better run when you hear that. I said run when you hear that. You better run when you hear that. I said run when you run when you hear that.
Hey, good evening everybody. Bruce Foster, Chewing the Fat. How are we all? I hope everyone's had a great week. Tonight we've got a few things on the agenda tonight. First up, we're going to get our guest on. Our first guest is Andy Gardner from down the Gold Coast, who runs Too Easy Tours. This is part of a little thing I want to do this year about promoting businesses and stuff like that, especially around the area, especially here in Australia. We had Ben Williams on a couple of weeks back from Boat Coach about jet ski licenses and boat licenses. So this is just a follow on from that with a focus on some local businesses. So we'll get Andy on shortly. After that, we'll do a bit of a roundup, and then I'm going to look back on a catch-up that I had with our second guest. Now, it is a pre-recorded segment, simply because of the time difference and our guest's availability, which is Anthony RADETIC. And for those of you who don't know Anthony RADETIC, he's PWC racer from America. What makes him very unique is he's obviously a Sea-Doo ambassador. He has been for a number of years, but he's also lost the use of his legs, which makes his situation all the more unique and admirable as to what he's managed to achieve given his disability. So we'll catch up with that at the back end of the show. First up, we'll go with our guest, so we'll get Andy on just now. So let me just get that set up. 2 seconds, wrong screen. Let me get that dialed in, and we'll catch up. I hope he's ready. Yeah, I spoke to him about 15 minutes ago. He was just getting set up, so fingers crossed he's all good. The only difference is this screen's taking a little while. Here we go. There we go. So hopefully he's ready to roll. We're trying to line up Andy for a while as well, but Wednesday nights are not very good for him. So fingers crossed. He is good to go tonight, so I double checked that with him. It's the reason we're proceeding. So hopefully he answers. We'll see what happens. Be the one time he's probably been called away to do something, so he's probably... Oh, there we go. Andy, you need a bit of light there, mate.
Hi, Bruce. How you doing?
Hey, there we go. That's a bit brighter now. All good? How are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Not bad. It's been a long time since I've seen you.
It's been a very long time since we've spoken, that's for sure.
Guys, for anybody watching, I've met Andy, it was a Morton Island ride, wasn't it?
That's correct, the first one, yes.
I think it was 4 years ago, maybe?
It was about 4 years ago. This one
It must have been about 4 years. And you had your wee man with you. I remember your wee man. That was what stuck out in my mind. You had the wee man with you, and at that time he was how old?
He would have been about maybe 4 years ago.
Very young. I remember that.
Yeah, maybe 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, I remember him. I remember that
Fall
well, and I
asleep in
remember
my
him.
arm on the way home.
I remember him falling asleep in between yourself and your wife. So that's what immediately caught my attention. So yeah, great to have you on. And to be honest, we've never been out on a ride since then.
No, we haven't. I've just got stuck into the jet ski world.
You have. So for those of you that are watching, Andy's obviously a proprietor of a jet ski tour business down the Gold Coast. Andy, I'll leave it to you. You want to explain yourself? Tell us about yourself, a little bit about yourself, and then explain what the business is all about.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate the opportunity, and thanks for having me on as well.
No problem.
Mate, so I've always had a keen love for like being in the water sports, just anything to do with water sports. Back in the day when we were kids, we were lucky enough to have boats and a jet ski back home in the beautiful world of the UK. Not the warmest places to ride, as you well know.
Yep.
So me and my brother were that into water sports that we used to beg our dad on Boxing Day every year. We used to say, Dad, if we can hold in the water for 5 minutes with no wetsuit, can we go jet skiing and water skiing for the day? And he'd be like, he was a taskmaster though. He'd put you in the water for 5 minutes, you come out of the water, he'd be like, back in, I'm not getting in the boat.
Yep. So, it's
I
always remember the cold water back in the UK. I hated it, absolutely hated it. Sorry, I'm just trying to get a colour for your name so your name can be seen. But don't worry about it. Yeah, I always remember it being really cold, and I hated it. And as soon as I came here, it was such a difference. But you would know that as well. So, yeah. On you go. Continue. Talk about yourself and the business.
So I moved over here 10 years ago. Always had a passion to move to Australia from a very young age. I've got the eldest boy, Callum, who lives in the UK. So I held on as long as I could until I could move out here and then try and pursue my dream, which he pushed me to, which good on him.
So you not fancy coming here as well?
Mate, he's moving at the end of this year. It's like happy days.
Oh, nice one. How you feeling about it?
Oh, man, it's going to be so good. So since he's 8 years old, he's done anything to do with the videos and the editing on the business, logos, graphic design. He does the whole lot, and he now studies that at college back in Lincolnshire University.
Good on him.
So he finishes this year and moves out here. So yeah, we've got a skipper to bring on, which is phenomenal. And he was here for December, and he did loads. I got him on his jet ski and boat license when he got here.
Yep.
He came out, smashed it with Tracy down at Jet Ski and Boat License in Tweed.
Okay.
Shout out to Tracy, my girl. Yep. Anybody down that neck of the way, give her a call. Tell her Andy from Too Easy recommended her, please. So I'm sure she'll watch at some point. Smashed his license out, and then started coming out on tours with Dad, just as trainee tour guide.
Is he any good? Is he any good as an apprentice?
He is. He's
or is it one of those situations where the worst thing you can do is work with family?
No, he knows. If he's in trouble, he's going to get a knuckle sandwich.
Oh, careful now, that's live.
He knows. But yeah, luckily enough, I moved here and then pursued my dreams to move over with my ex-partner, and then set up Too Easy Tours, as well as running my sales and training consultancy business as well.
Oh, so so the Too Easy Tours is not just your sole business. You've got, you're doing another job as well.
Yes.
So, yep. Right.
Yeah. See, I always believe you've got to have a few different streams of revenue, especially after COVID. I think we all learned that.
I was going to come to that. First question, what made you want to start the jet ski business, the tour business? It'd be a competitive market down in the Gold Coast, I would think.
Oh, massively. And massive shout outs to all of the other guys. You got Adrian over at Jetski Safaris, biggest jet ski safari company in the Southern Hemisphere.
Why are you giving them the plug? Are they not the enemy?
Mate, I'm not that type of guy. Everyone's my friend. I don't care.
That's what
I might be small.
That's what
I might be small, but I'm mighty.
Yeah. So yeah, so it's got to be a competitive market down there, no doubt about it. And hats off to everybody
Yeah.
that does manage to operate there. How are you
Yeah.
finding it?
It was a hard industry to get into. I was lucky that I had the backing of my other business as well. That sort of paid for me to get over here, paid for me to build a house, to start a dream in Australia, you know.
Yep.
Same as a lot of expats as well, you know, like we're taking over.
I think the Aussies would have something to say about that one.
Most probably we're coming back though. We want to get out on the skis with you guys, you know. Jesus, why wouldn't we? It's ridiculous. When I got over here, I did I wanted to set up a water sports business. I was like, who am I going to go and see? I went and saw several different companies. I won't plug them now because you've stopped me. But
go and plug them. Sorry, mention them if you want. I was just joking with you. At the end of the day, it's a bit of harmony with everyone. Then fantastic. That's all the better. You know, let's share it all around.
But just don't forget that too ezy. Too easy.
Well,
is what it's about. And just being nice.
Let me just help you with that one. There you go. Is that better for you?
My man.
For anyone watching, if you don't know, this is Andy's tour page on Facebook. Look it up. Now, one of the things he has been asking for is for everyone to go to the page and invite all your friends. So nice and easy.
That means the world to me.
Click on it. It would mean, like Andy's just said there, it would mean the world to him. People will either accept it or they won't accept the invite, but the more the merrier. So if you could do that for Andy, that would be a fantastic gesture.
That'd be amazing.
All right.
Like, honestly, so support what I've realised from getting over here, rewinding the tape there slightly, and I appreciate that plug there, mate. So when I got over here, I looked at all of the different tourism companies and then tried to get all of the best stuff and then take some bad things out of there. You know, we called ourselves Too Easy because everything was too easy. That's our ethos, you know. A little bit of a weird situation when I set the business up previously. My ex-partner said to me, why would you call it Too Easy Tours?
Because that's an Aussie thing.
Because it's an Australian thing.
Now,
she's Australian.
Definitely an Aussie thing. It's definitely an Aussie thing.
Met her in England, 6 years there, and then she turned around to me, she went, I've never heard that saying in my life. And the first petrol station I walked into her there,
really?
They went, cheers, mate, too easy. And I went,
I've heard that so many times. I've heard that so many times. So anybody who's watching this show, mate, leave a comment and say, I'm intrigued to find out if the Aussies are even aware that they use it. So my question to them is, who actually knows they use it, or do they unconsciously use it without realising? Or how many times have you heard it? Because I've heard it quite a lot. And for you,
I hear it 5 times a day and I laugh. And
for your girlfriend to say otherwise,
yeah,
in fact, like even my future son-in-law, he uses it quite a bit as well. And he's obviously an Aussie. So yeah, I'll be interested to see if anyone's got a comment on that. I know it's like we've got some Kiwis tuning in. I know they won't use it. So I'm intrigued to find out if the Aussies are aware of it. So how did you? Like, I know we're going into the UK side of things at the moment, and when you're migrating over here, how did you find it when you first got here? You'd obviously been here on holiday, had you?
I came a few times on holiday, just to check it out with my ex-partner. Obviously moving out here and trying to build a dream, I was like, okay, I want to come out and just do as much as I possibly could.
Yep.
Getting out was obviously hard with visas. Like, that's an absolute shocker. Let's not go into that topic. But I came out a few times on holiday, and then I sort of bounced back in between because of my business. And then, I had business in the UK as well as here. So I was lucky enough to keep going back.
Yeah, I've got a few people commenting here.
My son.
They're saying that they use it with their kids.
You know, trying to run 2 lives to start with until I made the sort of call to move.
Yeah. I found it a little bit difficult to get used to the culture. The kind of cultural type of things and the lingo that they used, and everything's abbreviated. You know, it's servo and all that, you know, it's like bottle and I really took bad with that when I first came here. It's like, what are they talking about? You know, it's like, it was definitely a bit of a culture shock. and I think a lot of people really struggled with it when they first come here. But like I've been here 14 years now,
Yeah,
so I can't complain. Can't complain. We've done all right.
yeah.
Done all right for ourselves.
It's it's good. It's good to bring the kids up here. I think that's the difference is that I want better. Like any parent
Yep.
wants to bring the kids up in a better environment. And where I was from England was not a very nice place. And
Yes.
like I know roughly where you're from.
I can
You know,
totally
Jim.
relate with that. I can totally relate with that. We were exactly the same as
Yeah,
you when we first moved out here. Our
yeah,
kids were 10 and 13, and it was a case of we need to get
yeah.
them out now, or we'll never get them out because of opportunities, just the
Yes, yeah.
environment in which they were growing up in. I didn't think was very, very positive.
No,
It was a
definitely
bit,
not.
bit grim and dowdy, and yeah, there's a lot of elements going on there as well. Like I know there's a lot of
Mm,
complaints about things going on here, but it's equally as bad. If to be honest, it's actually to a degree worse back in the UK.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's
yeah, I'm
terrible.
glad we made the move anyway. So anyway, back to you and the business. So what? Yeah. So obviously you started the business. So how long's the business been going now?
This will be year 6. So we started off, we tried to stay even smaller than we are and stay very nimble and very bespoke in our packages, offering just half day tours and full day adventures.
Yep.
So that started off with a passion of getting to take it away from tourism where you felt like you were just a number
Yep.
on the tour, which is what I found when I went on these tours and did mystery shops, to making it a more personalized adventure where it was a bespoke package where, anybody could come on the tour. Mum, dad, it could be two 18-year-olds, it could be, couples getting engaged, or they want to pop the question, which I've got a really cool video that me and my son Callum from Callum Productions on Instagram. Go and check him out at Cal Productions. Plug in your boy.
Your best bet would be to put all your links on the Too Easy page, and then then we can
Yes.
read. We can just direct them to the Too Easy tours page, and then
Hey, look, my kids will tell you that I'm a technical retard. Like getting on this call was actually
you
pretty good for
can't
me.
be
I was
that bad,
impressed.
surely. Hey, listen, if a 55-year-old fart like me can do it, I'm pretty sure anyone can do it.
55.
Yeah, I'm 55. 55. Oh, do I look older? Is that what you're suggesting?
Of course not. I'd never say that about you.
Come on, mate. Come on, mate. I've had a good life considering I'm actually 33. But
Mate, you actually look good for a 40-year-old.
yeah, so you would have just got the business up and running and started, and then bloody COVID hit, eh?
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one. So I tried to keep my nose clean within the industry, and this is why I can, if I needed to right now, tomorrow morning, if someone said, "Hey, listen, I want to do a corporate booking with 100 skis," I could make it happen tomorrow, even though I'm only small. And that's because of the connection I have with the other water sports, jet
Nice
ski
one.
guys, Surfers Paradise, Gold Coast Water Sports, Adrian at Jetski Safaris. Like good on all of them. Like
Helps everybody out, though.
any competition is good competition, and I tried to do the right thing when I first originally set my business up. I went around all of them and said, "Hey guys, I'm going to try not to step on your toes. I'm not going to use your business name in my Google or anything along those lines." Which I can honestly touch wood, and they can as well, and say I never went down that track.
Good on you, mate. Good on you.
I just tried to do the right thing, So we concentrated on half-day tours and full-days tours when we first started. So we teamed up with a company called South Stradbroke Beach Buggies, Hamish and Amanda. Like, shout out to them. They'll most probably watch this. They're not unfortunately in the game anymore, just because they've
Okay.
decided to move on and do something different, which is awesome, and it's going to be a mad idea that they're thinking about.
Does
But so what we used to do,
the buggies still exist, or has it been bought over by someone else?
unfortunately, the permit side of thing, I think, ruined that. Like getting national park permits and marine park permits aren't easy to come by.
Yeah, no.
I think a lot of people sort of getting into the marine industry. I think I was very naive, and I didn't really look into it. I just thought, I'll buy a jet ski. I do a jet ski tour course. I do a captain's course, and then off and live. No, it's permit this, permit that, and I get it.
It's
because they
Queensland.
want to try and.
It's Queensland. That's Queensland.
Well, they
right?
want to try and preserve stuff, but they do make it harder for people, like honest people, to make a living. Do you know what I mean? Where we can make it work and bring
There's too
people
much
to.
red tape, unfortunately. But anyway,
It
we're getting a
is,
bit
it
political
is.
here. We're getting a bit political.
Yeah, no,
Let's keep it clean.
don't get political, Jesus. Let's not go down that road. It's supposed to be an hour's podcast. We'll be on here all night.
Exactly.
I'll start dialing my mates in from the UK. They'll start putting their 2 cents worth in.
So you had the half days and the full day tours, and obviously you've now evolved into a different format. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, basically to cut it short. So we had to drop down, and luckily enough, we didn't come in and try and undercut anybody in price, because that just starts a massive price war, and there's no need for it on the Gold Coast. It's ridiculous. So I did my 1 hour, 2 hour, and 3 hour tours, which is different because most of the companies do 45 minutes, an hour and a half, or they go 2.5 hours and upwards. And 2.5 hours and they stop. So again, I tried to do the right thing by everybody. Obviously, I'm smaller. We've got 5 skis. But like I said, as opposed to a million skis that I can't afford to purchase, that's a lot of money.
I think if anybody could afford to make that kind of an investment in a jet ski business and buy a load of jet skis, then
it's huge.
Hats off to them, but it's a huge investment.
Massive. It's stressful as well. Very stressful.
I would imagine it would be like you're a tour business, obviously, on the Gold Coast. You got 5 skis, you said. But then you go to somewhere like Whitsundays Jet Ski Tours, where they have, I think they've got about 20 odd. Yeah, they got about 20 odd jet skis. And they're replenishing them every so often as well. So
huge cost.
Yes, big cost. Like, fair enough, they've got huge tourism up there and do pretty well out of it. And now, my one question for you in regards to tour operators is: have you had to restrict your skis to a certain speed for legal reasons?
Legal reasons. So it's the same as, and look, let's be honest. The Gold Coast Broadwater is not most probably the most regulated thing on speed. Let's be honest.
They try their best, but it's a big patch to cover.
It is huge, and there's so many different passengers, and we as skippers, we all know the different spots where you could get up to 120, 130, 135 kilometers an hour.
I'd never do that, mate. I'd never do that.
I've never seen you do that ever.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks for that.
Normally I have to remind you.
I've never seen you do that either, mate. Especially when you're the wee man.
Thank you, mate. Definitely
not.
And that's good. We always tell you to go backwards.
We've witnessed a lot of people doing the wrong thing. We know it. Everybody in the community knows there's a lot of things that shouldn't be done, get done anyway. And there's only so much policing that they can do. It's difficult to try and find the right places to go.
100%. I mean, you think, go offshore, on a good day. I love
That's
offshore.
The thing, though. A lot of the people that are doing all the crazy stuff, like just going nuts, just going flat out, they won't go outside. They won't go on the outside. They prefer the shelter of the inside. It's only the people like us that will go on the outside. We're happy to go out there. We're content to do it. So, none of your tours will go outside, though, do they? They're always in the Broadwater.
Always in the Broadwater. So if it's an hour tour, we'll stay within the confinements of the Nerang River, just so that the customer gets more ride time.
Yeah.
When we first started, I was trying within the hour to get them up into that section between sort of the Billabong House and Marriott Hotel up to Sundale Bridge, but it was taking like 18 minutes of their time to get up there, like in the 6 knot zone. That's not fair for them. And then I started to put it onto extra time for me, and then I'd cover for that extra time, but then it's still my time as well. Do you know what I mean? So I just hang out the front if it's an hour from Capri down to Broad Beach Waters. If it's 2 hours, depending on their riding ability, I'll take them up to Tipplers.
Yep.
They can have a 15-minute stop off. If it's 3 hours, we'll do as far as, say, Jumping Bar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then if it's a half-day tour, then we can go as far as Peel Island on a half day. and that's with an inclusive breakfast as well on the way.
Wow, that's good. That's good. And that's
Pretty cool.
obviously you've got like we've read some stories in the past of people, having mishaps and stuff like that. Unfortunately, we've been a couple of bad ones a couple of years back.
Yeah,
But
bad.
they were they happened up north. But at the end of the day, they could happen anywhere. But
Of course.
I think people just don't realize I guess the danger is when you're letting people that are unlicensed or not aware of what they're riding ride the ski. Then there is that element of something going wrong. But you're as much as you can try and brief them. At the end of the day, a mishap can happen. It's as simple as that.
Of course.
So I understand the legal requirements why they need to be limited. And what's the limited speed? Is it 50 kilometers?
No, so it's 40. So it's the same as the. Okay. So it's the same as the Broadwater. So the Broadwater is 40. So that's 40 knots.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we limit as skippers, as the rule is, the regulation states that we limit them to 40 knots, which means that they have a lower gear to ratio or high output. So they're going to be slower off the mark, but yes, they can still achieve speeds of 40.
Yep.
Let's be honest, there's not many people in the world that can go out in the Broadwater and punch 40 the whole way through consistently without, you have to be in the right stance to do it. I can tell you on countless of times where, the same as when we used to all go out and ride groups, like I can get from my house in Capri to Tipler's in 20-25 minutes. Yep. But I know I'm taking every man-known shortcut. I'm finding every patch of flat water, and I'm protecting my engine mounts at all bloody costs.
Now, Chad Burdett's actually asking a question here. Are the skis kept in a learner mode, or have they been modified in any way in order to restrict them?
No, so they have to be restricted by Queensland regulations. They have to be restricted by a restrictor bolt. Okay, if they don't have the new key locking system on them that Yamaha put on, the same as Sea-Doos. So with Sea-Doos, it's a rider key. And the guys out there that run Sea-Doos in the tourism industry will correct me if they're wrong, but I've had to grab a few of them when they've been sinking and forgot their customers. So from what I know is that they've got a learner mode key and then they've got an instructor key.
Right. Chad's obviously referring to the Sea-Doo. Yeah. So Chad, it's all Yamahas that Andy uses. But it'll be a similar setup if it was a Sea-Doo or whatever. It certainly the learner.
Yeah, so with Yamahas, basically it's all done through the immobilizer fob. Same as the old immobilizers back home where you flick them on in your car, so it just kills the kill switch between the battery. So there's no spark on the spark plug, but it's electrically done now. So with the Yamahas, if it's a basic Yamaha model, they don't have them. Okay. So the Yamaha VX, the Yamaha EX, they don't have them, which is what I run as a fleet. Right. So instead, you have to padlock them up not being able to functionality between turning them to loader mode. Each night you have to padlock them and then take all of the ride stability controls out of. It's a bloody annoying procedure, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, but it's an unfortunate necessity.
Yeah, it is.
Unfortunately,
it is.
Unfortunately, it's the era in which we live in.
Well, when I first started and I was operating on a beach, I can't even tell you, trailers, I won't even buy them anymore. They're just such a nickable item. I'm like, I lost a double trailer in one night, and then I rang up my insurance.
There's been a few.
And
I know we complain about it being jet skis, but I've got no doubt it's probably happened to plenty of boat owners as well. So
100%. It's ridiculous. Some of the boat ramps are the most shadiest places I've ever been. I mean, you meet bloody Mr. Powerfish around there, tag him in on this. He'll tell you about.
I think they're getting better. They're getting better now because they're now getting fitted with security cameras and stuff like that. So they're getting a bit better than they used to be. But yeah, there are a couple of notorious ones, but we're not going to name them.
Mr. Powerfish will tell you about the bloody holes. He'll tell you all about it, mate. Trust me. Just don't go down there with him.
So you're planning on keeping the business as it is, in its current format and size, or are you looking now that you're coming out of COVID? Are you kind of looking at doing things back maybe the way they were before, or you got any ideas in the pipeline?
I don't think the market's going to change enough for me at the moment with the current inflation rates. After people have just come out of a 2 and a bit year pandemic, to then go back to half and full day tours with the inflation rates that they are, like tourism.
Yeah, we got the good news again today, eh?
Oh, more inflation.
It went up again. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it? I've been on the water all day. Tell me what it was.
It's another 0.25% now. This went up another 20.
Okay.
Another 0.25. Good news.
I'll tell you now, by September, it's going to go up another 1%.
I reckon it'll be up another couple of times, another few times before then. Yeah.
They'll do another 0.5, and then they'll do another one. And then it'll go, boop, it'll implode. And then everything that just went up will come crashing back down.
According to the agents, according to all the housing estate agents, it won't happen, because market values are going up here because people are buying here. I don't know how that works out.
There's only so much money you can pump into
we know that, Andrew. We know that. We've witnessed what happened in the UK, so
you can't do it.
We'll wait and see what happens. We'll wait and see what happens.
I'll put my money 100 on black.
Oh, people, you heard that. You heard it here, people. You heard it.
I should have had a mic.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in December then, okay? And I'll come back and haunt you in the end of December and say, "Man, $100."
September, $100 on it.
Oh, all right. People will come look. It won't be me that come looking. It'll be everyone else that's watching.
Too good.
Yeah. So what do you do on the side? Did you say? What's your other job, that you do?
Yeah, so I do sales and marketing consultancy for a long period of time now. So I've been in the sales industry for like 25 years, but wanted to obviously find a passion within getting to water sports, which is where Too Easy Tours came from. But like any type of business, when most businesses don't turn a profit in 2 years, and when you've just moved to Australia and built a house, trust me, the investment levels of money that I had to put into the business were very, very slim, especially when you had an ex-partner like mine that likes to go shopping.
We've all got one like that. We've all got one that's probably still like that. There must be a trait for the opposite sex.
Yeah.
Ladies, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, ladies. Correct me. So it wouldn't have been very easy anyway. That's certainly when you were trying to get things started up. But
it was pretty hard. It was pretty hard. So I was lucky that I had a business back home, which was like a sales consultancy business where I'd contract to another company and teach their sales staff on how to grow the other business as well.
That's good.
Take a residual income off the top, and then basically that would feed my other business, which was my passion project.
Nice one. That sounds good. Good. All right, mate. I think we're pretty much done everything. Is there anything you want to add before you go? I'll let you head off for the night.
No, I'm good. Like, I just appreciate taking the time to catch up with you again, mate. It's been a long time.
Yeah, we'll catch up. I know you're a busy man. Obviously, you got the businesses to run. Do you get out much on the recreational stuff?
Or is it recreationally, do I get out? I don't, mate. If someone brings me up and says, "Hey, recreationally, do you want to come out?" I'm there like in a heartbeat.
You didn't go to the weekend's ride then? You didn't do the Sandbar?
No, I didn't.
No?
I didn't. I was working.
See, there we go. You got to prioritise, mate. Self-care. That's what it's called. Self-care.
That's it. But if I can say, guys, thank you so much for having me on, man. And also as well, don't have to send us money. I mean, if you want to, we'll take it. But if you jump onto Too Easy Tours and just share with your friends, and share our page, we would absolutely.
Without a doubt, that's the thing. Just share it with your friends. Invite your friends to like the page. They'll choose whether they want to do it or not. But spread the word, spread the gospel, help a business out. We'll see where we go. All right, Andrew, pleasure, mate.
Mate,
Definitely
always.
keep you in the loop. You'll no doubt see the posts for different rides.
Yeah, for sure.
And what I will stress before you go, Andy, is
Yes.
for everybody that's watching, I've not been paid for this, by the way. So this is just purely a plug for a local business. So there's been no kickback or anything like that, and I don't expect one either. So just saying that to everybody.
Do I get my money back? Oh, you're a legend! What a ripper! What a good bike!
Damn! I shouldn't have said that. I should have just kept quiet.
before I take you for a beer that we've promised to meet tomorrow, and I'll get that bag of money back. Thank you, bro. What a legend!
Andy, absolute pleasure, mate.
You too, brother.
I'll see you around.
Thank you for your help.
All right, take care,
Catch
mate.
you, bro.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah. What a joker. I can't believe that. Yeah, there was nothing involved there. I'm doing this purely from a community perspective. I just want to get. It's always the ethos is if I can help promote something, whether it be a local business or introduce people to a face that's got a name on social media, but nobody really knows what they look like. That's what I'm trying to do. That's the whole focus of what I'm trying to do. And that'll be actually reflected in next week's show as well, which will be on next Wednesday at 7 o'clock. I will have Dallas Morgan on from Jet Pilot. The plan, I've still got to finalize this with Dallas. I would imagine we'll be probably going through some of their winter ride wear and accessories that they have that they've just put out on the market. So look them up on the page on jetpilot.com.au. They've got a full range of winter gear, so give them a check out. But we'll have Dallas on next week, and no doubt we'll be talking about a lot of that stuff and Jet Pilot in general. So let's move on. We'll go on to the roundup. Andy, thanks for coming on again. Really appreciate it. So first of all, before we go into the quick roundup, I want to go through the weekend's ride that was on. So unfortunately, one of the events didn't happen because there wasn't enough interest in it, which was the fundamentals for new riders to come and learn a little bit from experienced and experts in the business. But unfortunately, there wasn't enough demand for it, so that actually got cancelled. But there will be one hopefully in the future. But of course, Sea-Doo Jake and Alan Skinner, or Jake Braun and Alan Skinner, I might add. Chad, I believe you were involved in this as well. Chad Burdett were organising and executed successfully the Sea-Doo Jake Sandbar event at Cuchimodlo Island. There is a little video here from Jeff Lakeford at Nautical Image. So I'm going to share the video with you, and then we'll come back and we'll have a quick chat to do the roundup, and then we'll finish with the interview from Anthony RADETIC. So here's the video from the weekend's Sandbar event at Cuchimodlo Island. There we go. Well, what does everybody think of that? How mad is that? 148 skis. I don't know how many people are on the skis, but obviously more than 148 because there was plenty of double ups. So I would have to say there must have been around about 200 people there, which is a fantastic turnout. Jeff, shout out to your mad skills again on the camera. The aerial shots are phenomenal. Really captures the whole event. It looks fantastic. Jake, congratulations, mate. Epic event. Alan, Chad, well done. And if I've missed anybody else, I apologise. All the group ride leaders and those sweeping behind, massive shout out to them as well, coming from different ramps and all meeting at Coochie. And a credit to all the riders as well who attended the event for your conduct and your respect for the land that you were standing on, and just having a great time at the event. I'm really, really disappointed I couldn't make it myself. I had an issue with my ski, which I was hoping to pick it up on Saturday morning, but it wasn't quite ready, which delayed my departure of getting into the water. By the time I would have gone into the water, you guys would have been wrapping things up. But massive congratulations to everybody involved, and especially Jake, Alan and Chad and any of the guys that were involved, any of the people that were involved with getting the riders there and sweeping behind and all that kind of stuff. So well done. Congratulations, guys. So fantastic. That was great. There's more to come. There will be more of these events to come. So keep an eye out for these, and they're going to be happening soon. All right, so let's start wrapping things up, and we'll get into the last and final segment, which will be the last catch up with Anthony RADETIC. So Jake's ride is done. I want to give a shout out to Doug Cash as well. He had just done with Aaron and Andrew. Congratulations to them. They just come back from a trip around Tasmania and all the way back to Melbourne. Day 7 ride, 466 kilometres. Go check him out. Doug Cash's page. Request him as a friend. Have a look at what he's been up to. He's fantastic. You might see it. I think he's made it public. He has. So Doug Cash is the page. Look him up and have a look at what he's been up to over the past 7 days. So congratulations to the three of you guys. And we're going to get them on in a couple of weeks, and we'll have a quick chat with them about this recent trip. So yeah, well done, boys. Quick one here, round 1. This is a race event. We have Atkinson's Dam, 28th of May. We're still waiting on the entries details to pop up on the page. If you're interested in racing, QPWC page, get there, keep an eye on it. And yeah, it should be coming up pretty soon. So Atkinson's Dam, 28th of May, there'll be some racing there. Not sure what the classes will be yet. But again, keep your eyes peeled on the QPWC page. But once they're online, get in there and support the heck out of it. Okay, so right, let's go. Where are we at? Come to that one later. All right, that's my closing video, so we'll keep that one for later. Okay, so last Friday actually it was. I caught up with Anthony RADETIC, USA racer. I've followed Anthony for quite a while. Even before I kind of got into the racing, I was made aware of him. I knew what he was about. I knew what he stood for. He lost his legs. He's lost the use of his legs, I might add. But he still races. Absolute testament to his ability. A true character. Absolute resilience in him to keep pushing ahead and not letting it not letting it define his life. He defines his own life. That's the best way to put it. So, I had a catch up with him. So this is a pre-recorded segment. It was the only time I had a chance to catch up with him. So it was really quite nice to actually put a face to the name. Like I've seen him on the skis and stuff, and I've seen the odd pictures of him. But to actually have a chance to chat with him was really, really nice. And finally get to know him a little bit. So I'm going to let you. I'm going to share this with you. It runs for about 20 minutes, and feel free to comment. I'll type a response if we can. If it's a shout out to Anthony, then great, go for it. Let me just run this for you and enjoy the conversation that we had. Whoa.
Hello?
Anthony, how are you, mate? You're very dark.
Good, good. Hold on, let me go somewhere where it's a little bit more light.
Yep.
My son is studying right now, so my wife is working with him, so let me go out.
Oh, you're trying to get him tucked up in bed.
Yeah.
What time is it there?
Yeah.
What time?
It is 7, but it is still daylight outside, so it's pretty nice. So let's go out here.
Anthony, thanks for coming on, mate. I know you're a busy man. You're a difficult one to track down.
I am sorry.
No, don't worry about it. Yep, still there.
There
Yeah, got you now.
Yeah.
So first of all, thanks for coming on. Like I say, you're a busy man, but you're often out and about and racing here, there, and everywhere. It would be fair to say that you're the true global racing star. Would that be fair to say?
I guess you could say that right now. I'm the one that races all over, I guess.
Yeah. I had hoped to catch up with you when you were over at the World Cup for the offshore. I had hoped to try and get you then, but I was a bit busy. You were a bit busy, and I knew once you were there, it was going to be difficult to get a hold of you. So I thought I'll sit and wait until you get back. What's your preferred name? Is it Anthony, Tony?
Anthony, Tony works good either.
Right.
Either which
Okay.
way.
I'll just keep it. I'll just keep it Anthony. Okay. I'm a bit of a purist sometimes. Yeah. So I've only got to more into the racing scene myself lately. I've taken more of an interest in it in the last 18 months, 2 years. So I've been aware of you for a number of years, but because I haven't really been that interested in it, it's never really, you and the racing scene's never been on my radar until obviously I do the podcast now. So it's all changed a bit. So the whole idea of the podcast here is, I'm not sure if you're aware, is I try to cover all the community, all the different aspects of the community. So it could be racing, it could be rec, it could be fishing, all that kind of stuff. So, even
Good.
down to adventure tours and stuff like that. I've had the guys from Alaska on, and I've got somebody on next week to talk about local tour guides and stuff like that. So it's really about embracing the community as a whole and just making people aware of it. But the biggest thing for me, Anthony, is to put faces to names and to put a human element to the names, because we see your name all the time popping up, and so many other names popping up. But
You're right.
Nobody gets to know who they are. Nobody gets to see who they are and what they're all about. So would you care to explain a little bit about yourself?
Well, as you know, my name is Anthony RADETIC, and I am the Sea-Doo Performance Ambassador. I've been racing now for, 8 years. From Russia to Peru to Chile to
You get about
the Middle East. Yeah, I kind of went everywhere. I went to Australia too, so it's
your passport must look
kind
pretty
of
interesting.
yeah. My passport looked always interesting. Since in the military, I always traveled places. So
Now you were in the service as well, weren't
interesting.
you? You served in the military, didn't you?
Yeah,
You
yes,
did. Yep.
yes, I did.
So now I know that you had was your accident in the military?
While I was in the military, but it wasn't what's it called? Combat related.
Okay.
It happened on a military base, but not combat related.
Right. Okay. All right. So for those that don't actually know what the deal is with you, what actually happened to you, if you don't mind me asking?
No, not at all. In 2004, I had a motor vehicle accident that left me paralyzed from basically the nipple line down, kind of like mid-light chest area.
Yep.
And I am what they call a incomplete paraplegic. So I still have some motor functions, it just not controlled functions. So
Right, okay.
so yeah, it's kind of like a half glass full, half glass empty type of thing. So
Well, hey, it doesn't stop you bloody jet skiing, that's for sure.
no,
Well done,
I
mate.
try
And
to
I think,
do.
to be honest, for those of you that have for people that have that know you and have just come across you, I think it's absolute a testament to you as an individual, that you can do what you're doing on the jet ski and compete at that high level. I think it's a testament to you as an individual, nothing else, just you as an individual. So congratulations and well done, mate.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
So also as well, I'm going to congratulate you on your recent win.
Thank you.
At the World Cup, at the Offshore World Cup, and I've got a little picture that I'll pop that up as well. So just to let people see, there we go. You can probably, you'll catch a glimpse of that. It'll be a bit back to front, but yeah, it's a pretty epic. I assume you were happy that day.
Oh my gosh, I was on cloud 9, stoked all the way to the top. So
Quite right.
it was
quite
amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you haven't just been limited to the World Cup as well, the offshore. You did the Lake Havensaw as well. The month before, was that correct?
Yeah, it was in February. We just did the Havasu endurance race over there. I did it with Les Cook, and I've been doing that race for, geez, I don't know how many years now, and I always just came shy of, I got a second place, a third place, but never that first place.
No,
so,
almost never came at all, did it?
Yeah, I was.
You care to explain what actually happened?
Yeah, it was. Man, when we started the race, it was within, I think it was like 40 seconds. Ski failed, and I didn't know what it was, but luckily it was right there, close to the boat ramp, so they pulled me out quickly. And Les Cook, man, he knew it right from the get-go. He knew the problem. He fixed it right away. It was a fuse that got burned. Put it back in, and we continued the race. Yeah, we were 13 minutes behind everyone else. So the whole time we were just playing like catch up. But
wow. Hey, you reeled them all
between
in,
me and Leslie did a fantastic job. The water was, I think it was perfect for the Sea-Doo, and it handled so great. Leslie did a fantastic job of setting up that ski and racing it, obviously. So
that's the Aussies for you,
we did good.
That's the Aussies for you.
Yeah. That guy definitely knows his stuff. Whenever I first started riding Sea-Doos, I always heard about Les Cook. We always talked about him in the like forums, and his performance parts were always like just that much better than everyone else.
Does he have a certain mystique about him in the community? Is that what you're meaning?
Yeah. That guy is like the the wizard. I call him the wizard.
Hey, you got a lovely big shiny trophy to show for it, though.
Yeah. We both got our separate trophies. Yeah.
So how does those last two wins that you've had, how do they kind of rank in amongst all the events that you've taken place in? Are they kind of top of the list or somewhere thereabout?
For me, they're on the top of the list. I have always wanted to win the Mark Hahn, and to me, it's up there. And I was really stoked because my dad was there. My team was there, so it was really, really good. Like my good buddy Aaron.
Given the circumstances, Anthony, I think, given the circumstances in which you were handicapped at the start with the fuse going, and the nature of which you had to claw it back so far back, and you managed to win it. I think that's got to be, yeah, that would definitely be your best one.
Yeah, yeah, it was very surprising to both of us. We didn't know that we were doing so well towards like the last couple of laps. We were like, oh, holy crap, we're up there.
So
But,
have
yeah.
you got any? You don't have any comms in your helmet to keep in touch with the boys, did you? With the guys on.
Yeah,
water?
yeah.
Oh, you did. Yeah. Okay. So
yeah, yeah.
So
but
who,
it's just
who was the one that suddenly realised? Oh, hang on a minute, we got a chance here.
it was me, but no. So I didn't really get a good chance to talk to Les whenever we did the last switch.
Yep.
So he knew what was going on, but I had no clue. So while I was on land waiting for him to finish up the last 2 laps, that's whenever I realized that, whoa, we're second now. We're about to be first. So yeah, it took a little bit before I realized what was happening. So
yeah,
that was one of those happy moments.
Yeah, you've kicked off 2023 pretty strong.
Yeah.
What's your other plans for some of your other races? What have you got? Any big ones coming up? You'll be going to King's Cup, I assume, later on this year.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to be doing the entire World Jetski Tour, starting off in Poland, which is next month. It starts off, May 18th, the whole weekend, and then after that we do France. And then we come back to the U.S. and we're going to do the whole Aqua X series.
Yep.
And then again in the U.S. But we're going to do the whole Aqua X series and the whole World Jet Ski Tour.
When's the Antrad World Tour T-shirts coming out?
I don't know. I don't know about that. that is yet to be determined.
I'm sure there'll be a few people interested in buying one.
yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Awesome. So, okay, so let's go back a little bit. What got you into jet skiing?
So after my motor vehicle accident, I was really bored. Like I didn't know what to do, and I give all the credit to my wife. She's the one that kind of enticed me and told me, hey, you should, because I was an avid motorcycle rider. So she was like, hey, why don't you try riding a PWC? So I was like, yeah, sounds like pretty like cool.
It's strange because that seems to be the background for a lot of people that either just ride recreationally. God, I can't even say that properly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's all a tongue twister.
Or race, especially racers,
Yeah.
the dirt bikes and stuff like that. So you seem obviously have made that transition as well. I guess the transition seems to be quite seamless.
Yeah, like a lot of the guys that are really, really good, like Marcus Jorgensen, he came from a dirt bike background. So yeah, it's definitely one of those that you're coming from land, riding 2 wheels onto a watercraft. So it's.
What do you prefer? Obviously, you've got a great deal of success on the water now, but realistically, what do you? What's your preference?
I love the water. I just love the water. It's I can be in the water every day for the rest of my life, and I would not complain. Don't get me wrong. I like the dirt. I like riding on the streets and stuff, like the bikes and the ATVs and stuff like that.
Yep.
But really, being underwater is just. It seems more.
Is it the freedom of it, or is it just the exhilaration that you get from it?
Yeah, it's like the freedom and the kind of like the tranquility that you get, because sometimes water is perfectly smooth, and then in some days it's just extremely rough.
Yeah.
And but on land it's always the same. It never changes.
That's true. Very
true. So you always have your environment is constantly adapting, and you have to adapt with it. So I love that part about
it. That's one of the same themes that a lot of people at jet ski or PWC ride is the tranquility and that freedom of just being on your own or in your own space. You control the whole situation. Yeah, it's definitely like I feel like that as well, and I've a lot of my colleagues and friends and that they all say the same sort of thing. They like the freedom and just getting out there from a mental aspect as well. It puts them in their own space, you know.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, it's good fun. It's good
I
fun.
get it.
So, are they? How old's your kids? Are they race fanatics or are they?
Yeah, so my son is 13 and he is a BMX racer. So he does that on well, he's gonna start like doing it now again. It was kind of a little bit too cold for him to go out there, but now he's gonna start it
Has he got any
back up.
aspirations
And
to go out like go and do the same thing as Pops?
yeah, he's been talking about it. As soon as he gets his boater's license, we're gonna
You'll be
start.
lucky to get your
We're gonna
ski
start.
back, mate.
Yeah.
Let him loose.
It's all right.
Once he's loose, he'll be like a wild coyote. He'll be out there.
If I can motivate him and inspire him to do it, I am all for it. I'll give him everything
Oh, is he at that
I
age?
can.
He's at that age where he's just
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know where
Yeah.
you're coming from. I know where you're coming from. Now, obviously, you're a Sea-Doo ambassador.
Uh-huh.
How long have you been? How long have you been ambassador for them?
Oh, geez. Let's see, since 2015, so 8 years now.
No,
8 years, yeah.
I'm a huge F1 fan. I want to talk about this. You see that?
Oh, Daniel Ricciardo. Daniel Ricciardo is
So how
the
did that all
man.
come about?
Daniel Ricciardo is a Sea-Doo ambassador as well. They like roped him
Hey,
in.
that's not fair. He's an F1 driver. He's not a jet ski rider.
But he's just special. That guy's cool. From an F1, being an F1 fan, you know how he is just
He's got some
genuine.
I'm gonna say he's got some personality on him.
He
like,
does.
Like I was recently at the Grand Prix down here in Melbourne, and he was obviously there. Now he's the third driver for Red Bull, so he wasn't racing. But my God, you would have thought he was racing. He just lit up everywhere he went. The crowds were massive. Everybody wanted to see him. Like, hats off to him. He comes across as a genuine guy. But it's just
But like, mark my words, he's gonna get back in the seat.
He's pretty determined. That my like, I don't know. Do you follow it much yourself?
Yeah.
You do? Well, you guys have got 3 races in America this year. You're lucky.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping to go and watch the Vegas race. No, I don't, but I need to get him on speed dial so I can get the box seats.
Get onto your Sea-Doo bosses and just say to them, here, can you get me Danny's number? Hey, the Vegas one,
he's a really cool
the Vegas
guy.
one, mate, and the Vegas one's going to go off. That's going to be huge.
Yeah, I can't wait for the Vegas one.
It's going to be an amazing event. So if you get to that, I'm going to be extremely jealous.
They just got to come out to the U.S. and come watch it here.
Oh, I wish. I seen the price for the tickets for Vegas, and they were going for like $2,000. I was like, no way.
Oh my gosh!
No
Some
way.
of them are just ridiculously priced. It's like
bonkers. Absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, but I think it's all the popularity of F1 race now. How it's just in the recent past 2 years, it's been going crazy.
It's Netflix.
Netflix made it big.
Definitely.
Yeah, I remember back.
I must admit, I love all the behind-the-scenes stuff. I love to see all that, and I think in the past, I followed it in the past when Schumacher and Raikkonen and Hakkinen were all racing and that.
Yeah.
And I kind of took a bit of a step away from it because I kind of got a bit disillusioned with it. But then obviously Netflix came along, Drive to Survive, and it got my son right into it. I got into it. My wife's just got back into it as well, and she was a huge David Coulthard fan. Because obviously he was a Scotsman as well, so that kind of helped.
Yeah.
But
he's a cool dude.
It's an absolute circus, but a really entertaining circus.
Yeah, it is. I'm just surprised that it got popular just recently. I kind of thought it would be more popular back in the days, but
I think,
but like now the Haas is part of it.
yep,
A good US like team. I think that's really driving the US market
yep.
pretty good into
And
it.
I
And
know
all.
Mario Andretti's shown an interest in getting into F1 as well, which I think's helping. But the biggest thing for me is the Netflix series. Without a doubt,
Hmm.
that's what's driving it. Liberty Media as well own it, so they're an
Hmm.
American-based company, obviously. You've got 3 races
Yeah.
now there, so you've got Miami in a couple of weeks,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
believe.
Miami
So
comes up, and we have Austin and Vegas. Yeah, so it's going to be a
when are you planning on going to
phenomenal.
Miami? Are you close to Miami?
Oh man, I'm pulling strings.
Can you not
I'm
sneak
pulling
away from your
strings to
wife?
go to my. No, I'll take her with me.
Just say, hey, baby,
She loves it
I'm
too.
just going to the bathroom. You're away for 4 days.
I know she'll be cool with that.
Man, if you take her to Miami or Las Vegas, you'll never see her once she gets there. She'll disappear.
Yeah,
She'll
yeah,
disappear.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
She'll be having a blast.
Yep, yep, she would. She loves Vegas. We go there every year, so
All right.
if we go
Listen,
there, that would be.
um, I want to really thank you again for your time, and I know your time's precious, and I've caught you this week because it's the only time you're home. So where are you off to this weekend? Have you got an event coming up again this weekend? Or is it
So
next week?
this weekend, so like this weekend is a relaxed weekend. I'm actually going to take my son deep sea fishing. We're all leaving out tomorrow after school, so I'm pretty excited about that. And then the next weekend is just train, and get ready for Poland.
Yep, yep. All the best,
Mhm.
mate. So yeah, so that'll hopefully all things keep rolling with you. As far as you've got your two
Yeah.
great results so far, and hopefully that juggernaut just keeps on going.
Yeah, yeah. I need that momentum to keep forward.
Nah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine, and everybody's rooting for you as well. So everybody's supporting you big time. So they're always keen to see what you get
Thank
up
you.
to. Like I think when people look at the finished, at the results, I think one of your names is probably one of the first ones they're looking for to see how you got on. Like I know that.
Yeah.
Like I said, most of the like with the exception of a few other boys, a few of the other riders, your name's like, for me, I'm immediately looking where'd you finish? That's just me. It's like most
Thank you.
recognizable name, to be honest.
Thank you.
Um,
I
but
I appreciate it.
yeah,
I appreciate it so much.
you've got a lot of supporters down here, but you probably know
Yes.
that. You probably
Yes.
know that anyway.
Yeah, yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much. I
Um,
appreciate it. I appreciate every bit of it.
Before I let you go, I always let my guests come on and have a shout out to family, friends, sponsors, supporters, all that kind of stuff. So, is there anyone you want to, shout out before I let you go?
I always want to shout out to my family, to my wife and kids. Like they're my foundation. Sea-Doo for always looking out after me. Softly, Fly Racing. They have like been in my corner since the beginning, and yeah, I can't thank them enough. But yeah, all the sponsors that were helping me out throughout the years, thank you, and obviously all of my friends out there that are always helping me out. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right,
Thank you.
all right, Anthony. Mate, all the best, and we'll be keeping an eye on your results over the course of the year and beyond.
Yes.
All
Yes,
right,
I appreciate it. Thank
all
you,
right,
sir.
brother.
All right.
Take it easy.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
So there we go. I'm still actually quite excited about the fact that I actually managed to get Anthony on. I was never sure if I was going to ever get him on, simply because his times weren't aligning and all that kind of stuff. So we were actually, the original plan was to record it on Anzac Day when I was off and he was available, but something came up at his end and he couldn't do it. So I thought, with him being a serviceman, ex-serviceman, I thought it'd be quite appropriate for him to come on for me to record it on Anzac Day. But yeah, it never worked out then, but it worked out finally. And I can't thank Anthony enough for his time. for coming on, and I wish you all the best for the whole of this year and all your other events coming up, and we'll be keeping an eye on you. So yeah, that was a good one. I hope everybody enjoyed that. Like I say, it was recorded last Friday, so obviously I had to, I couldn't not share it with you. I had to put it out there. So a good one there. So quite good at that. So that's pretty much us for this week. Let me just line up this last little video. I need to figure out what I've got to do with it. So let me just get it all teed up. This last little video closes off the show for this week. It's the Wave Junkies. It's a little bit of a video that they put up over the weekend there, the Anzac Day ride that they had. They had a couple of people going out, and they put a video together. I thought I'd share it with you. We had them on last week. People don't always get to see a point of view or up close. This is a pretty good view of what these guys get up to. These are guys, Wave Junkies are down in Victoria, so check them out. Check out the Gold Coast Wave Jumpers here as well on the Gold Coast. If you're interested in getting involved in those kind of activities, yeah, definitely hook them up. They'll keep you right. So this is Gaz Cruiser, Jetski Pete, and I'm going to share the video with you, and it'll close off the show. Next week, please remember, we're back on Wednesday. We'll have Dallas Morgan on from Jet Pilot. We'll be going through most likely going through the winter collection, or some of the winter collection for PWC riders. So it's a chance for you to get on, ask some questions, maybe give them some ideas. An opportunity for a little bit of a Q&A, and I'll certainly make sure those questions get asked to Dallas. And yeah, so guys, until next week, be safe, look after each other, no matter what you're up to out on the water. Yeah, be safe and look after each other. That's the most important thing. Have fun as well. So guys, until next Wednesday at 7 o'clock, take care and all the best.